This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. All right, so we got 21 Savage trying to be a peacemaker in Atlanta. He says, Gunna, Young Thug, y'all guys got to fix this, man. Y'all love each other, man. You knew Gunna wasn't no gangster when he told the first time, and we swept it under the rug for you. You know he wasn't trying to leave you to hang. F the streets, man. We ain't get ish, but trauma from that. Wasn't he just on Big Bang's podcast talking about what's street, what's not, what's right, what's not? This is telling, that's telling. But what does this guy do? You know, like, first of all, I'm going to tell you something about 21 Savage, all right? Like, if we're going to just keep talking about this kind of stuff, right? 21 Savage arrested with Young Nudie, right? Now, when they were arrested, let's see. Young Nudie was arrested in DeKalb County Sunday night with rapper 21 Savage, who was detained by ICE officials overstaying his visa. Young Nudie, whose real name is charged of aggravated assault and gang charges on Sunday, February 3rd. Young Nudie is an Atlanta native, blah, 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 21 Savage. Young Nudie performed, okay, whatever. His car was pulled over. Officers spotted him leaving the nightclub around 3 a.m. Sunday, according to DeKalb police. Also in the car was 21 Savage, who's taken into custody by Customs and Immigration Enforcement, overstaying his visa. Arrest warrants. Young Nudie was charged with aggravated assault in 2017 after shooting a man twice, one in the hip and the buttocks. This disappeared, right? And these guys are very connected with gangs, right? Now, if I'm correct, let's see. 21 Savage arrested. Gun charges. Let me see. 2 new charges. Right, here it is. Okay, 2 new charges connected to the 2019 arrest. Possession of a gun in connection with his arrest. Bro. First of all, I don't think he's allowed to have a gun, all right? So, how did this stuff just disappear? Nobody ever questions that, right? Because people pick and choose what they look after, right? But all this stuff disappeared. Everything disappeared. Jay-Z got involved, and somehow all this disappeared, okay? Questionable, all right? That's questionable. Can't really straight up accuse him of everything, but this is weird. Just like when Jim Jones got arrested and all his charges got dismissed when there was a gun and drugs in a car. Questionable things, you know? Like, most people would just like if they were, okay, so say you were doing street business with 21 Savage or Jim Jones, you wouldn't even deal with them anymore after something like that happens and it just disappears. You automatically assume the worst. Okay? Then he goes on to say, last year I was the realist for trying to stop Thug from exposing Gunna. Now I'm fake. I guess because he was speaking on it during the Big Bang interview. Thug didn't like it, right? Then he just starts just talking about everything. Quavo, Offset. Y'all guys tell the world I put y'all on a group text and told y'all to squash it before it even got too far. If y'all was still together, y'all would be unstoppable. And then he says, Wham, you one of the realest young guys out. Wham CBFW4. I don't know who this is. This stuff admits Slime was moving the goalpost. We was standing behind him because we love him like a brother. Well, that's your mistake. You're loving people like a brother. Then he says, QCP, I told you to your face you did wrong at the party, but I never bashed you in the internet because it would have made the city look bad because you was putting all the young guys that would have messed the money up. Last year, I was the real... Okay, so anyways, don't forget, Marlo passed, who was allegedly close with QCP and Lil Baby, right? and he just passed. And they talk about it in the documentary like it's nothing. But this is one of Lil Baby's closest friends, and allegedly it happened between 21 Savage guys and Lil Baby's guys. But you know, what's my point here? That people move they pick and choose what they want to go after. Now it's, man, let's just do it, man. Now Young Thug should forgive Gunna. Yes. Because he has his own questionable stuff sitting down with the police. And Gunna was not a gangster anyways. You were involving him in YSL gang business when he was your artist. That was irresponsible from the get-go. So Tekashi, of course, reacts. He says, this immigrant clown admits to moving the goalpost when it is in his or their favor to make the city look good. But y'all still don't realize they were fully terrified that a non-black American took over what they feel is theirs. These dirty bums. Well, we'll see what happens with all that. All right, finesse 2 times, you know. This is all this guy does now. He just goes on live, right, and wigs out. Okay, so his latest wig out is someone asking him to borrow 30 bands or something, and he goes off. First of all, never let people borrow money that you can't afford to lose, because most likely you're never going to see it again. There's a good chance.
Watch that, partner. If you that nigga, watch that. My 30,000, can you borrow 30,000? Don't let that borrow a spoon. Don't get that a popsicle, man. That ain't straight. Pick out your house, man. That ask a total screen for 30,000, man. Get out your house, man. Make that do 100 up the street, man. Don't get that a popsicle, man. Don't get that a fudge brownie cake, man. Don't get that nothing, man. Popsicle, nothing, man. Man, watch that.
Never see that money again. All right, so then we got T.I. He's promoting a Tubi movie. I don't know if he's by, I don't know, Depotness. I guess he's in this, or I don't know. He's doing Tubi movies now? Come on, bro. You're bigger than that. Russell Simmons says, I choose forgiveness, love, and reconciliation. He's talking about Kimura. I want to get this mess behind me. People make mistakes, love them anyway, try to remember the good times and move forward. At 68, I'm praying for more good times. Always got his love. Kimura says, my girls are grown women. You know these are lies. Why do you keep typing from thousands of miles away in a non-extradition country? Go negotiate and answer your accusers. He has been. That's been in the news. He's quietly settled a couple of those cases. He claims he gave her $50,000 a month for 20 years. And I was your best and only friend. I'm the godfather to your other 3 kids. Why don't you see if he was so evil to her? I'm talking about, because we're not talking about his victims. All of a sudden, he's evil to her because of the Celsius case where she stole his shares, supposedly, right? But before that, he was good enough to be a godfather to all of her other kids. Evil stuff, man. I'm going to tell you, some of these industry relationships are spooky. I don't even want to know what Russell Simmons and Kimura Lee have been up to. I mean, I know Birdman was piping that down at one point, right? While they were married, but hey. Honeycomb Brazy's sick of people asking for money.
I ain't lying. Hey, this my last one, bro. This my last one, man. Real But hey, I'm telling y'all some real shit. This some real shit right here, right? Niggas like, I'm telling these clown ass, like, niggas mad at me because I'm sitting buddy in prison, right? This shit's so weird to be. These niggas free, like, you got in a free world, right? World, like, man, that you sitting.
Okay, here, I can sum it up for them. He don't got it, man. He only has 108,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. That's nothing. You need at least 500,000 to 1 million to be making something. Okay? You don't got it. You don't got it, man. Even Finesse. I think Finesse 2 times has a lot because of that hit record. Like, people still go listen to that record. Back end. That first album he put out was pretty decent. He has 700,000 monthly listeners. He doesn't have 1 million. Like, that's not good. Not when you're on a major. Honeycomb was linked to a lot of major stuff. He should have at least 500,000, even though I think he's still independent. He said, I'm fresh out, but standing on principles, he says. That's what Honeycomb Breezy says. He's not lending any money to anybody either. All right. Good for them. Trey Songz gets outed by Winter. She speaks on the allegations against him. I'm going to get more into this in a minute because that's a whole thing to unpack. Mano tries to open a jar of relish trying to be funny on their little podcast with Jim Jones. I say little podcast because these are 4 guys that have had major label deals. And for them to have to come together like this and do a podcast because they all have certain things like hating Cameron in common, it's sad, bro. It's sad. You guys can't sell records anymore. And Fab was the nicest out of all these guys. Dave East has all the potential in the world. Jim Jones puttered out quick. 2020, I thought he reached his peak. He dropped that album. I was like, okay, this is dope. And then goes right in back to the funny stuff. And Mano, you know, we don't have to go through that. Mano recently ran into Troy Ave at a fight in Vegas. For some reason, Troy Ave had a baby with him at a fight. And they ran into each other. They had some type of discussion, and that was it. And if Mano thought he was such a snitch, he shouldn't have gave him a pound, but he did. Probably just said, hey, what it is, you know. That's not the place to have that kind of conversation anyways. That's the chain that Chano took off the ground and wore for 7 years after the Irving Plaza thing. This is an old picture of them together. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. We'll get into more stuff in a little bit. I appreciate you all. And let me know what you guys think about all this. Make sure you share and like this video, and I will check you guys in the next video. Peace.